Good grief, Joe! Looks like you've had a heck of a day of training. Well, hello, Joe. Those are some awfully filthy boots. What do you intend to do about it? Let's get those jump boots cleaned. First, you're going to need all of the things that it takes to spit shine those boots back into their previous glory. Pretty filthy. Before getting started, it's important to have all the tools that you'll need. A polishing brush, brown boot polish, an old t-shirt makes the greatest way to polish those old boots. Yes, we know it's nasty. Now you are prepared to polish your jump boots. Now that your boot polish can is open and your t-shirt is ready to go, you are good to go, Joe. Be sure to add a thick layer of the boot polish to the t-shirt. Apply gently in a circular motion until it completely coats the surface of the leather. Getting it on there good, Joe. Looking sharp. And now the careful use of an open flame will melt that polish down into the leather and really get a perfect shine. Come on, Joe, get it figured out. Attaboy. Take careful notice as how our GI very gently uses the edge of the flame to slowly melt the polish into the leather. Too much application of flame will cause those brown boots to turn black. Now that your GI boots are coated in a layer of melted polish, you are ready for that standard GI spit shine. No, Joe, no, that's just disgusting. Yes, that's very nasty. All you need is a little... Oh, please don't do that. That was terrible. A little spittle does the job, Joe. Yes, that's right, attaboy. Now you can simply find a clean corner of your t-shirt to buff the polish and the spit out of the surface of your boots. Look at that cap toe shine. Follow it up with a quick application of your buffing brush, and buddy, the dames are going to go crazy for you, Joe. The streets of Paris will never be safe again. And if you can see that ugly mug of yours in the reflection, you've done your job. If you followed these steps correctly, you should be able to see the comparison quite easily. On the right, we have the GI who marches in shame. However, the boot on the left, after correctly spit shining, is the guy who gets the dames. Any recently liberated French girl would find herself lucky to be on the arm of that soldier right there. We now join our friend Joe as he is prepared to demonstrate the manual of arms for the M1 rifle. Port arms. Right shoulder arms. Port arms. Left shoulder arms. Port arms. Present arms. Port arms. Order arms. Parade rest. Order arms. At the position of order arms, your rifle should be parallel with the seam of your trousers. At the position of port arms, there should be a fist's length between you and the rifle. At right shoulder arms, there should be a 90-degree bend in your right elbow. Joe will now return to port arms. Anytime, Joe. At the position of left shoulder arms, you will also have a 90-degree bend in the left elbow with your arm parallel to the deck. Return to port arms. At the command present arms, Your right hand will force the butt of the rifle toward the ground while maintaining the weapon at a 100% vertical position. Port arms. At the command of order arms, your right hand will reach up and grab the forestock. As it descends to your right trouser seam, you will salute with your left hand. Parade rest. Your left foot will step out shoulder length apart, and your right hand will tilt the rifle away at a 45-degree angle. Order arms. Joe will now demonstrate at full speed. Port arms. Right shoulder arms. Port arms. Left shoulder arms. Port arms. Present arms. Port arms. Order arms. Parade rest. Order arms. Time to inspect that weapon, soldier. Port arms. Inspection arms. Your left hand will leave the forestock and breech the rifle in the open position. The commanding officer will then, in formation, inspect your weapon to make sure that it is clear. Once clear and inspected, you will drop the action and return to the port arms position. Order arms. Be sure to demonstrate each motion sharply with confidence. And now we will demonstrate it is so easy that my little girl can do it. Look at that munchkin. Attend hut. Port arms. Right shoulder arms. Port arms. Left shoulder arms. Port arms. Present arms. Port arms. Order arms. Parade rest. There you go. Way to go, soldier. Keep up the good work.